Welcome, everyone. My name is Dr. Rob Shimko. I'm the director of the School of Theater and Dance here at UH, and I want to welcome you to an incredibly special event. The students of Yates High School will be presenting Gun Violence, the New Normal, a piece that they themselves created. It's an entirely original student-created piece. I've been spending some time with the students backstage and having a really great time. They're really enjoying being here in the theater building, and before we begin, I just have a list of some thank yous and some welcomes to go through, and then we will go straight to the show. I should also mention that there will be a conversation with the students, a talk back afterwards, so please stick around for that. The show itself is, I'm told, around 45 minutes, so it's not a long evening, so please stick around for the conversation as well. So without further ado, some people that we want to specifically thank. Calandrian Simpson Kemp, who's the founder of Village of Mothers. Village of Mothers in 2014 after her son George was killed. She got the idea for the group after a meeting with Trayvon Martin's mother, Sabrina, who had organized a similar group for women to talk openly about their grief. Since starting Village of Mothers, Ms. Kemp has helped more than 700 moms nationwide who joined the group online. John Wood and David Law from Texas Gun Sense. Gun Sense began out of a sense of frustration with escalating gun violence in Texas and in the nation at large. They work to reduce gun violence by promoting effective gun laws through research and public awareness. Next, we have Elwyn Lee, Vice President for Community Relations and Institutional Effectiveness at UH. We have a special guest from Yates High School, Terry Collins, who is the Assistant Director and School Nurse at Yates. Their principal, Kenneth Davis, sends his regards. He was delayed at the last minute and won't be able to make it, but he is here in spirit. We have a few thank yous of theater faculty to make very quickly. Rachel Bush, Jonathan Middens, Gary Cooper, and Jackie DeMontvalon are all in the building, and all of them worked tirelessly to make this event happen, so thank them. Also, thank you to all of the student volunteers. You might have seen them either at front of house bringing you in or working backstage. You probably didn't see that, but all of our student volunteers, thank you very much for that. We have Associate Dean David Bertman from the College of the Arts, who and finally, in my mind, the woman of the evening, Margo Hickman, who is the theater director. I know Margo, or Ms. Hickman, if you're one of the students. She is a graduate of our summer master's program for theater educators, and she worked very closely with Jackie in arranging this evening, but she's also, oh, there she is. Hi, I'm Margo. She was approached by her students at Yates High School who had lost siblings over the summer, this past summer, and I was hearing about it just off stage, to gun violence. The students in the production you're about to see have lost friends, classmates, family members to gun violence, and this has become a rallying cry for change. That's what this play is about. And we are very personally moved, each of the faculty members and the students here at UH, that they have chosen to work with us to present this outstanding production. So without any further ado, Gun Violence, the New Normal by the students of Yates High School.
One gunshot, two gunshots. Will somebody please help me understand why gun violence is wiping out our people without justification or concern? Or why gunfire is raining through the atmosphere like horror music? Or why bullets are wearing names like coats of arms? Or why children will plot, plan, and even take the lives of their parents? or why parents who bear their children into this world would kill them, or why people who are so in love would end their relationship in tragedy. That's the type of generation that we are living in. Can't walk outside our doors without hearing a gunfire. Can't come home after a long day and turn on the television without finding out another one of ours are gone. The legacy they leave become gun wounds. Gun violence cannot be, it cannot be the new normal.
There were the 6 children, a mother and her boyfriend in Houston, Texas.
The 9 worshipers in a church in Charleston, South Carolina.
The 53-year-old father who was shot for trying to stop 3 men from ransacking a metal workers minivan in Brooklyn.
The 28-year-old mother of 2, Indianapolis, who knew husband shot her in the face 13 times.
The 2 young reporters shot to death at a live news broadcast in Monetta, Virginia.
And the thousands, just like them, whose deaths didn't make the front page.
But what about my story? They were best friends. There were 2 girls in my classroom, and one was just as the other, all because of a cell phone. Like, I don't get it. That just makes no sense. She shot and killed her best friend over a cell phone. What gave you that right? Were you that jealous that you had to go and kill her over a cell phone?
Best friend, hey girl.
Hey, best friend. Look what I just got. The new iPhone.
So pretty. Where'd you get that from? Sprint, I would've got a good plan and everything. That's cute, I like that. You should, we can go get twins. We should be twins, you can go get it. I can't afford that. You know me and my family is poor. It's called a job. I ain't got time for that either. Yeah, that's not much of excuses. See, I don't like you no more. Your mama buy you nice clothes, nice shoes, you always get your hair done, your nails done.
Over a phone?
But you're my best friend. You
It's not
supposed
that- If you want the phone, I can give you the
No,
phone.
I don't want your phone. I want my own.
So what are you complaining
You're
about?
supposed to be my best friend. And you don't do
Shouldn't.
nothing
I'm
for
gonna talk to
me.
you tomorrow. But Joy, wait. What is that?
What it look like?
You're gonna pull out a gun on your best friend
Yes.
over a phone?
It's just not even over the phone.
What are you talking
It's
about?
over you. You don't do anything for me. Nothing.
Okay, just
And
calm
I'm tired of it.
Calm down. Just give me the gun. No, stop. Let it go.
Over a cell phone. There were 400,000 people who were victims to gun violence in 2011. No more gun violence.
No more gun violence! You see, that was my homeboy. We grew up together, did everything with each other. It's crazy that the person that I used to kick it with is not even in this world anymore. You see, we went to Longfellow Elementary. He always was a hothead, but I would never think that his attitude would be the result of his death. You see, we used to play basketball with each other. Now, me looking at a basketball gets me sick to my stomach. They killed my homeboy because what he is and what he claims. You can't even walk down a sidewalk of a certain neighborhood without getting shot. We kill our own, then yell Black Lives Matter. This pain in my heart, I wouldn't wish this on anyone. We need to stop the violence. No more gun violence.
No more gun violence.
See, a lot of times we take lives for granted, but all lives have purpose, no matter where you come from.
Purpose? You remember my friend Ben, right? The one who was a star
body laying cold in the morgue. Now that's purpose.
So basically what you're saying is because your friend was this superstar basketball player, that makes his life have more value than somebody who may have made a few mistakes in their life?
I'm not saying he had more value, but he had good intentions with his life. Colleges were knocking at his door.
Good intentions. Well, you remember my friend Josh?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he was in a gang. And he didn't have to be, but sometimes you have no choice. He went through a lot of stuff.
No choice? You're in a gang. Where do you expect that to lead you?
He went through a lot of issues in his life. He had it hard.
A lot of issues, huh? Ben was a quote-unquote good student. Respected his mother, his peers. What was your friend's relationship with his mother?
Now, I'm glad you asked that. Because his mom was strung out on crack. He had to raise 3 siblings all by himself.
Strung out on crack and raising 3 siblings. That's the typical story. Joining a gang isn't the last resort.
You don't know what anybody's last resort is. And while you're sitting here preaching to me, maybe if you would have preached to him while he was alive, he would still be here.
If I'm not mistaken, you're his friend as well. Why couldn't that responsibility fall on you?
Last time I checked, we were all in the auditorium when the principal let all of us know that he was shot and 3 days later, he died in the hospital. Did you come see him? I don't think so.
Okay, I see your point. So now you're saying that we're having a battle with a gun now.
You know what? That makes perfect sense. Because it seems nowadays our youth are having a problem making decisions. It's like they got a book in one hand
And a gun in the other.
like Trayvon Martin.
Who was walking to his own home with tea and Skittles in his hand. Is that a reason to take someone's life? Or just like Jordan Davis, whose music was too loud. That's not a reason as well.
You know, I understand what you're saying. But I can't help but turn the focus on our own community. Like the school we go to. It's like we see those kids wearing those rest in peace shirts. You know, the RIP, but there is no
change. And just like how they're flaunting on Snapchat and Instagram with the money and the chains, little do they know they're just becoming another statistic.
You know what? I can't even sit up here in front. I was a part of my friend becoming a statistic. I knew he was in the game. I knew what that lifestyle afforded people. But did I say anything? No, I didn't. We are all living in a nation where we are all going through something called a battle with the gun. It doesn't matter your race,
Religion,
gender,
or age.
we are all going through a battle with the gun. So what are you going to choose? The book
Or the gun. 11:30. The time that students wait for at school after a long days of work, but not for the actual food. It's for the girls to get together and talk about the guys and how fine they are. Except for this one boy, Charles. He was so weird. I remember this one time we were in the gym and somebody stripped his clothes, so he was walking in the hallway with just a towel on. It didn't matter what we did to this kid. He showed no emotion or no anger until this one day. We were in the cafeteria as usual, having fun, and he was in the back, pacing back and forth, just being his natural self weird. And all of a sudden, he pulled the gun out. He aimed at one group and another. Oh, line up! Raven, no! People were pacing back and forth. Blood was everywhere. I thought I was going to be next, so I hid behind the vending machine as I watched him aim towards his head and pull the trigger. That was the last day I ever stepped foot in that cafeteria. No more gun violence. No more gun violence. No more gun violence.
We both lost our children.
But in different ways.
Do you know the pain that a mother goes through when she loses her children? Or what about when she sees them die right before her eyes? Well, I do. These were my sons. And it hurts to know that in just 19 days, I went from being the mother of two to the mother of none. He was only 13, just walking home from the Boys and Girls Club, when out of nowhere he was shot. Not once, not twice, but 28 times. By who and for what? No one knows. All I knew is that my son was gone. He had just turned 19, and I saw everything as I stood across the street. A man was just standing on top of his car and started shooting in. And I didn't know what to do, so I called him. And I called, but there was no answer. He was gone. Both of my sons were gone. And now, I'm all alone.
Hey, I'm out.
Wait, where do you think you're going?
Just out with some friends.
Out at this time of night?
See, you always tripping. I don't see what the big problem is. I'm just going out with some friends. I'll hit you up later.
Boy, don't walk away from me when I'm talking to you. Hello, turn around and face me. See, I don't know where this attitude is coming from, but in my house, you're going to respect me. I'm your mother.
You're my mother. All of a sudden, you want to be a parent when the only thing you've been raising for the past 5 years is your Bible.
My Bible. But who do you think you're talking to? I do everything for you. You're going to talk to me like this? You're going to disrespect me in my house? That's not going to fly here. You need to stop it. Show me some respect.
Respect? I feel like I've showed you enough respect. How many times did I have to pick you up because you was laid up and covered in your own vomit? You know what? I'm out.
Boy, where do you think you're going? I make sacrifices for you. And you're going to treat me like this? I have a roof over your head at night. I put food in your stomach and clothes on your back. And you have the audacity to talk to me crazy like this? Like I said, you're not going anywhere tonight, so you need to go to your room.
Go to my room. I'm not going to my room, Mom. Because I'm not a little kid anymore. I'm not the little kid that you used to leave in elementary school because you was too drunk and forgot. You want to talk about everything you've done for me, but the only thing you've never given me is love. Over and over again, I prayed at night hoping you would change, but you never did. I'm out.
If you leave out that door, don't think about coming back.
Don't worry, I won't.
And those were the last words that were said. Like he really didn't come back. Man, I swear I've been hoping, praying, wishing that he'll just come back. But he's not, because he's dead. Every day I sit in the same spot in the living room, just waiting for his face to come through the door. But it isn't going to happen, because he's gone. There are 310 million guns in circulation in the United States. In 2013, 1,760 children ages 0 to 18 died to gun violence. And now my baby is a number. No more gun violence.
No more gun violence. And I lost my son too, to suicide because of bullying. I don't understand why people go and talk about someone and all of a sudden they get these people in their head to tell them to kill themselves. Like, I don't understand it. Suicide is the second leading cause of death for ages 10 to 24 and college youth, 12 to 18.
I hate my life. What did I ever do that was so bad that I'm to the point that I want to kill myself?
Kill yourself.
Kill yourself, kill yourself. It's like all I hear is kill yourself.
Do it now.
It's like they're just praying and hoping for me to already do it.
Hurry up. Nobody wants you here.
No matter how many times I tried to change it and be a better person, nobody would ever be my friend.
You're ugly.
The only thing I ever wanted to do was fit in.
Look at your hair. Your hair is nappy.
They taunted me over and over again, never having 1 ounce of concern for how I felt on the inside.
Ew, you stink. Look at your clothes. You're dirty.
It was like my physical appearance described whether if I was a good friend or not.
Just hurry up. Kill yourself.
No matter what I did, it never changed.
Hurry up. Time is ticking.
It was you, all of you, who made me do this.
Do it.
This is what y'all want, right?
Die. Die. Die.
Gun violence can be scary, especially when it's in your own home. Nearly 1 in 5 teenage girls have reported that a boyfriend threatened to self-harm or to kill them if presented with a breakup.
That was my friend. My best friend. I miss her and I love her. I even trusted him, but I wouldn't think he would kill her.
Oh my gosh. I love my boyfriend. Like, he is so fine. He treats me right. He buy me what I want. Oh, look, y'all. He calling me. He's so cute. But I'm not gonna answer.
Man, why is she not answering the phone? It's like when somebody calls you, you're supposed to answer. Isn't that how it's supposed to go?
And he keeps on calling. It gotta be something serious. You know what? Let me just go home.
Man, wait till she get home.
Hey.
Man, why you not answering the phone?
I didn't know it
I
was
called you
serious.
14
I'm
times.
sorry. I
14
didn't know
times,
it
you
was
answered my
serious.
phone.
I'm
Man, I don't
sorry.
want to hear none of that.
I'm
Hey,
sorry.
when I call, you better answer.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Look.
Was that love?
Of course it's love. I know he loves me. He buy me what I want. He treats me right. The only thing is me. It's me in this relationship. I have to fix myself. I caused all the drama.
You have to fix yourself. You caused all the drama. But what about the time when he slapped you?
We was playing. It wasn't supposed to get that serious.
Y'all was playing and it wasn't supposed to get that serious? But what about the time when he pushed you down the stairs?
I took it too far. I pushed his buttons.
You took it too far and you pushed his buttons? But what about the time when you kicked him out? He came back, beat your door in, kicked it in, and shot you, and killed you. Was that love? No more gun violence. No more gun violence.
She was so jealous. He couldn't go anywhere without her showing up. I was so nervous whenever she came around. I kept telling my brother to leave her alone. She was good for him. He laughed it off and thought her behavior was cute. Until the day she came and was beating on his door. The neighbors could hear her yelling, "Open the door!" over and over again. My brother wasn't perfect, but he should have told her it was over. But when he opened that door and she saw the other girl sitting on the sofa, she went blank and shot him over and over again. What she didn't know or let him explain that she was just a classmate that was working on a project that was due the next day. My brother, he turned his life around. He wanted to be a doctor. He was also a junior in college. But this jealous, crazy lunatic took my brother's life. And I don't know why. Just why?
I remember when I was 7 years old, my father murdered my mother. And that's when it all happened. My life changed. I brought your dinner.
What the hell is that?
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna try to pick it up.
I'm sorry.
Touch me.
I can fix it.
Did I say don't touch me? You touch me again, I'll slap the black off your face.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's a problem. You don't listen when I'm talking. Hey, come here. I said come here. Don't make me have to repeat myself again. All I asked you to do was make one hot meal. Just one. Why couldn't you do that?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know you're sorry.
Maybe I should leave.
Leave? Where you gonna go, huh?
You're hurting
Where you
me.
gonna go, huh? You make me hurt you. I wanna know where you gonna go. Who are you gonna go to? Can't go to your mama. She's strung on crack on OST. Sure can't go to your brother and sister. They don't even like you. Sure can be. Oh, man. You can't go to your daddy. I don't even know why I brought him up. He was never in your life in the get-go. I want to know how you think you can leave me. I bought you everything you have. The nice shoes, the clothes you wanted. Got your nails done and your hair done. You leave me, I'll kill you.
I'm leaving. My mother was the most beautiful person ever and did anything for my father. But my father didn't get that. He started choking her until she couldn't breathe. I didn't know what to do. Daddy, no, stop! You're hurting mommy, stop! He got up and started pacing back and forth, thinking about what he just done. I got up from the kitchen table and ran to the closet. I seen him picked up a gun and cocked it.
It's all your fault. All I asked you to do was listen to me. Nothing more. All I asked for was one hot meal. Why? Why didn't you listen? I'm not going to jail for your mistake.
I seen him put the gun to his head, and it was over. Daddy, no! No more gun violence. No more gun violence.
There are a community of people who have died because of their sexual orientation, many due to gun violence.
I remember that night. It was a Saturday night on June 12th, and I was in Orlando, Florida. I went with my best friend to this new club that they had called Pulse. Everybody said it was nice, so I was like, hey, why don't I give it a try? We went, and it was last call, so you know we had to get there fast because obviously we wanted to have a good time too. And when I went there, it was amazing. People were dancing and drinking and partying. I was dancing and I was drinking too, and I was partying as well. Eventually I got thirsty, so I went to the bar to order a drink. We never even got that drink. And that's when I heard it. That's when I heard it. Rounds of bullets rang off into the air. You could hear the bullets drop. You could hear a pin drop. I even heard the clip drop just so that the gun could reload. My friend Eddie and I, we looked at each other in shock. We instantly knew what was happening. Then, that's when I saw a crowd of people going into the bathroom, and so we followed along with them for shelter. There was blood everywhere. There were dead bodies laying all around. Then Eddie looked at me with a face I'll never forget. It said, "Help me, save me, be there for me." You see, he was like my younger brother. We grew up together. So in a way, I felt obligated to protect him, to be there for him. Eventually, I was getting out of the bathroom and I went down the hall when I heard the screams of a girl. She'd been shot by the gunman. I didn't even check to see if Eddie was behind me. After I escaped the club, I ran down to the fire station to see if I could get some help there. But no one helped. And so I went across the street to a 7-Eleven convenience store where I saw everybody. That way, I got on Snapchat and I sent Eddie a snap and it said, "Please, please, 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 if you okay, snap me back." Eventually, I got a snap from him. It said, "Help me, help me. I've been shot." To know that all we were trying to do was go out and have a good time and dance the night away. And now, my friend is the victim of a hate crime. And he's dead. And I'm still standing here with the memories. It hurts. That hurts. No more gun violence. No more gun violence. No more gun violence.
There is nothing normal about gun violence, especially when the victims are young. The tragedies of their deaths are left for their loved ones to replay them over and over again in their minds. See, I know that you watched this play, but did you really adhere to the message? Because it is beyond understanding. We literally live in a nation where every day somebody is dying over ignorance. Things they have no control over. It is time to take a stand and make a difference. It starts within our communities, within our homes, and within our schools. We have to be the ones to stand up and not make gun violence our new normal. It is time out for fun and games. Stand up and make some noise if you're ready for change. It is time to make a change. It is time to make a movement. It is time out for jokes. We take it so jokingly when somebody dies. But what about if it was your sister or your brother, or better yet, your mother? Some mothers will never see their children again. And we take that for granted. We walk out the door without even saying goodbye, not knowing what's outside and what waits for us. It is time to make a change. Will you be another statistic? Gun violence cannot be the new normal.
you're farther back, you might want to scooch down so it feels a little more conversational.
They're just gonna sit right behind the girl upstairs. Yeah, they're gonna sit here. Just have room for everybody.
So thank you everyone for staying. I'll ask actually if Ms. Hickman can go first, and the people seated would introduce themselves. Obviously, you've already been introduced to our cast, if you would.
And I hope she doesn't mind, but one of our students lost both his siblings to gun violence over the summer. His mother is here, Mrs. Tucker. And this is very tough. Her son came to me and asked if we could do something, and that he wanted to be a part of it. And I choose to believe it was for healing. And he doesn't know the impact he made on our school, on our department. And we were already planning a fundraising play, and I brought it to my 8th period class and told them we were going to change it. And they agreed, and so they began to research stories and come up with the idea. So they really take the credit for this piece of work coming together.
Thank you. If you would introduce yourself.
Yes, I am Calandrian Simpson Kemp. I am the mother of George Kemp Jr., who was murdered 3 years ago at age 20. I am the founder of the Village of Mothers. It is a group of mothers that are here. Ladies, if you want to please stand to acknowledge, I appreciate that. The Village of Mothers is I promised Sabrina Fulton when I went to her grief conference that I would reach other mothers. And so I decided to come back home to Houston and reach out. But we have mothers from the East Coast to the West Coast that are in our support group. We do go to each other's birthday parties for our children. So we know what it's like to buy the birthday cake and know the child is not coming. So we provide support that way. And a lot of other ways.
Well, I'm Ms. Collins from Yates High School, and I'm also a part of the Noble Bloodshed initiative, and have done the march and seen the mothers. And so when Ms. Hickman said that the children are going to do this, I'm sorry, the young adults are going to perform this, the stories have really touched
us a little bit about your experience making this piece of theater together. Anybody can go first, but we just want to hear a little bit of how you experienced working on this piece. And I know you're good at talking about this because we were talking about this before.
Well, hello everyone. My name is Camille Banks. I'm a senior at Yates High School. I am the stage manager for this play, and also I help with the sound and lights. Working on this play really meant a lot to me because Tuck's mother, I knew them, and hearing that over the summertime just really touched me. And seeing that the situation goes on in the community all the time just made me really feel like this must happen. And since you have police brutality and just discrimination period in our entire world everywhere, it was the perfect time for this to come to fruition. And I enjoyed working with all my classmates. They're pretty great.
Anybody else want to say something?
Hi, my name is Christian Morris. I'm in 11th grade at Yates. When I was told that we was going to do a play about gun violence, I didn't really think it would have mattered because from my neighborhood, there's gunshots going around everywhere, and it really doesn't faze us. But going to from beginning our school to Southeast early to now, I see that we really affecting a lot of lives, and now I'm starting to appreciate why we're doing this.
Hi, my name is Madi Bay. I'm a senior at Jack Yates, and this play, when we first did it, I was interested because I like to act. But I think that the more that I saw the mothers that have actually lost their children, not only did it make me grateful for my own mother and me still being alive, but I've seen how many hearts it's really touched. It's touched my own, and so I'm definitely impacted by this play. It really means a lot to so many people.
Now you want to talk?
Okay, is everybody pointing at me? Okay, let's go ahead. Hi, everybody. My name is Jati Carrison. I am a junior at Jack Yates High School. You know, Wu High, Third Ward High. So what really made me want to do this play, besides getting the word out about gun violence, is that everybody has somebody out there that really care for you. Like that one person or two person or multiple people that you don't want to see nothing happen. What really just made me want to do the scene with me abusing, excuse me, Tiana, I didn't kill you, but the domestic abuse of the husband and wife was me that I thought about my sisters. Like, what would happen to them if they was in this position? Like, what could I possibly do? What could I possibly do to make sure they're not put in that position where they are so stuck, like so misconcepted into thinking that they're in love with a man that's constantly beating them every day. So that made me really want to do this because I want to let out everybody, not just females and males, because males can be domestically abused too. Let's not just keep it gender orientated. But everybody can be affected by that, and I want to make sure everybody knows that. Thank you.
I would love now to turn it over to the audience. If you have comments, if you have questions, if you have things that you felt that you want to share, we would love to hear them. And we'll try and call on people in the order that we see hands go up. Yes, David.
I don't know as much as I have hundreds of questions. I'm a professor here and one of the associate dean of our college. And I just first want to say, and I know I'm probably saying for everybody, but I just have to say thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And thanks to the teacher. I know how you feel about your teacher. I get it. And you have to know what you're doing is so important. And it's so valuable. I don't know about anybody else, but I can tell you my life has changed tonight. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, my name's Johnny Harrison, and I'd like to know from anyone on the stage over there, or anyone that feel like they know when this started, you know, to the core of when this violence for the young people is beginning. Does anybody have any idea? Or just something that happened all of a sudden?
Are you speaking of violence as a whole?
As a whole?
In our school?
No, well, actually, I'm kind of stuck on the young people right now. When did it start?
I would like to say that it was, in our generation, as young people, certain people think they have a reputation to live up to. They don't want to be treated a certain way, or they have to be some type of person and make people others and all type of stuff and stuff like that.
Okay, but you still hadn't went back to when it started. I mean, I understand.
The question, it's like, I think it's evolved, you know, because it's been going on for hundreds of years, and it's just evolved. And like all trends evolve, this is evolved, you know, because we got, like she said, more and more guns. And you know, a long time ago, we didn't have the AK-47s and the this, that we had, you know, that, but I'm saying that things evolve and more access, internet, I mean, you name it, our children are see more than we have ever seen, you know. They know more, you know. My grandchildren know more, can pick up a cell phone and do this, and I'm saying, so the things that they're access to are more. The guns are frequent, they're more. People can buy guns easily now. Long time ago, we had restrictions on who can have a gun and who couldn't. Now everybody can carry a gun. You know, people in Florida, they carry on the side, go shopping. I
But
mean,
we know that guns don't kill people. People
I
kill
know,
people.
I'm saying, but the attitude behind the guns have strengthened as well. That's evolved as well.
Right.
You know,
Right.
so.
But by the same token, what I'm saying is that there's got to be a reason behind all of this. Not just because people don't like guns and you know, some people have to use them for protection or whatever. It's a reason that everything is like it is now.
I would like to say that it's really the nonchalant attitude of our generation, to be honest.
It makes sense.
It's like, you know, the
You'll live
stories that
forever.
are being told haven't been told to the complexity that they're being told now. And that's why a change doesn't really take place, because the stories don't want to be told, because people feel ill or don't want to express those stories and get the word out there. But without telling the story, why would there ever be a change if the stories are not being told, if people are not adhering or being taught these stories?
Where are they going to be taught from?
The ones to make the
Taught
change.
from the parents, right?
Yeah, it starts in the home. But in our generation and our youth, we have so, like she just said, we have access to stuff. Yeah, you have to be raised a certain type of way, but when you're our age, there is no going back and just learning something from your parents. We learn so much stuff from like just being out and being with our friends.
I think the question should be more so, where did we fall down? Where did we fall down? Because look at the front line, but look what's back here, if you just want to use an analogy. Where did we stop being silent? Where did we stop taking action when the guns were being flooded, when the drugs were being flooded in our community? Did we just close our eyes and not see anything, or did we care not to even get involved? But now we have it so readily out there, but now it's time we have to protect our future. My son, I never would have thought my child would be killed by a gun. I had no clue. From traveling from the East Coast to the West Coast, I've been with Mike Brown family, I've been with Trayvon Morton family, I've been with Jordan Davis family, I've been with all those families. Unfortunately, I know all the stories. I know about the moms in California that lost her two children back to back. We all are sitting together trying to figure out what happened. Why are our children dead? What changed in our environment? But I noticed it's different climates according to where you go. But when I was out in California, I said, man, this just seemed like a normalcy. But this is not normal. It made me so angry when I got back. I said, no, we got to wake. We have to take responsibility and wake up. Because had I
would have known guns were that plentiful in the streets, I would have done everything I could to save my child's life and to get rid of those. Just like you gotta get your child, shots for school. We all break our neck to get that done. But had I would have known.
No, come on.
Had I would have known. But Houston is too quiet. The media is too quiet. They want to push it under the rug, and I always say, then you go to commercial break. Life didn't matter. It does matter. So I got angry. So I decided that, yes, I am going to start the Village of Mothers, so mothers don't have to commit suicide, because I was so suicidal. Not seeing my child every day, trying to figure out what in the world did this happen. I always say, after the potato salad is gone, then what? Then we started, okay, what can we do to wake up the city of Houston? So then we came out with the No More Bloodshed movement. We was going to each side of each quadrant of the city. The mothers was coming out rallying, bringing our photos of our children to say, their lives matter. No more bloodshed. No more bloodshed. We did that. Okay. Then we said we got to get into the schools. So we started the One Houston, One Hood, to talk to the children, to let them see what it's like to be a parent, to not just be able to say good morning to you, but for us to be able to say, what is it about your life that we can help redirect you? But while you're doing that, allow us to be able to take responsibility. So then I joined the Moms Demand Action Group, because I can't just sit and cry, but us mothers are now galvanizing ourselves. We're talking to these lawmakers now. We don't want these guns in our streets. We want to graduate our children. We don't want to bury our children.
Come on.
So no more being silent about anything. So we all have to take assessment of ourselves and say, where do we fail? But tonight, let's stand up. Let's support these children.
Oh, yeah.
There are three hands that I saw, and I want to go to them in the following order. The young girl in the vest, and then in the red t-shirt, Moms Demand Action, Florette, you're number 3.
Is there more gun violence in Houston than compared to other places? Say that again? She said, is there more gun violence in Houston compared to other cities?
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
It is.
Chicago.
Chicago has the most.
I would say the second most prevalent cause for children dying unintentionally in Harris County is unsecured guns.
Yes.
So if you have a gun, make sure you put it in a safe, not in a drawer, not up on the top shelf, but in a safe.
Thank you.
So my name is Alexandra, and I work with Colombian with Moms Demand Action for Gun Sense in America. And first, I'd just like to say that as a gun violence prevention activist, I've been in lawmakers' offices, and I've been active with this group for the past 4 years. And I've seen more honesty and more courage in this group in 45 minutes than I saw in 6 months from some lawmakers. What's evident here is that there's no one easy solution to gun violence, and it is a long road to getting to a better place. However, what I have learned is that the way forward, if there is a gun law which is actively working to undermine your efforts, then we need your voices to stop that and add to the counter movement, which is marching in lawmakers' offices to bring better gun laws so we can undergird and support a lot better than the laws have been doing. And to answer the very good question you asked, what has been a trend, a steady trend, bolstered by the gun lobby, is a straightforward, concerted attempt to roll back gun laws. When you were doing your play, every issue you mentioned, I could tie to a law that could better support your effort if that law were in place. And in states where laws concerning guns are stronger, it is a straight correlation that there are fewer gun deaths across the board. I would love to talk to you, to your director, after the play. I will be staying here with information on our efforts in the upcoming, along with Texas Gun Sense. We need voices. We know what's coming in the next session. And we need voices. We need educator voices. I would love to talk to you afterwards about our lobby day that we are planning for January 17th and how to build a sustained voice to your lawmakers so that we can keep growing. Our group has grown to almost 4 million members. That is almost as much as the NRA, and we are still growing. So thank you so much, guys. Your honesty and your courage and your voices. Thank you.
Lorette, you're next, and then maybe
Very,
next
just
after
very
that.
quickly, I wanted to echo that. I'm just so impressed by what I saw up there, just your courage and your talent and your ability to articulate what is so difficult for even adults to talk about and articulate. I'm just so impressed by all of you, and I hope you won't ever stop telling your stories, because you're right, it is about storytelling and how you tell your story and empowering others and empowering yourself through the act of storytelling. And I commend you, teachers and educators, who are supporting these young people. It's really incredible. I just wanted to ask you what your thoughts are, though, about the idea of, I guess, the glamorization of guns in, I guess, contemporary culture and pop culture, in music videos, in film. Do you think for young people, because there's a lot of issues here, right? And the reality is a lot of people are making a lot of money off of this situation, right? That's why it exists, and that's why it's so prevalent in urban centers. Somebody's making money off of all of us, right? And off of our lives, essentially. But I wonder, do you feel like, as young people, that there's a level of glamorization that's connected to guns? And that's my first question. And my second question is, how are young people getting access to guns? Are there guns in the home, or how are people affording these weapons? Because I would assume you have to pay for these weapons. Somebody does. So those are my two questions for you. Anyone?
I want to start off by your first question, which was about the glamorization of guns. Most of us on this stage, most of the cast, I know we've seen music videos growing up where people and rappers, some rappers, actually had guns in them. A lot of rappers have spoken on guns in their music. And so from that, it kind of stemmed out to us to where we thought, oh, guns are cool. And from there, it's kind of like a cycle, it's a cycle, it's a chain reaction. But as far as with the glamorization of guns, I do not support it at all, because at the end of the day, you can rap about a gun, but what if someone in your family dies from a gunshot wound? Then what? And most likely, with a lot of the guns and all of that being used in like rap videos and things of that nature, it's usually to sell. It's to sell records, to sell movies, things of that nature. But in all actuality, guns aren't, they're not a good thing, at all, because people easily are killed over them, robbed, you name it. And so those are my views on that.
Okay, I'd like to piggyback off my friend Marty said. First off, I'm going to ask you a first question about the glamorization of guns. Based off the way our generation said, we see guns as two things. One, as a new toy that we can just play with no consequences. And two, as a sign of respect. If you mess with me, I got you. So the level of glamorization is that we see it as guns are, this is just a newfound responsibility. We gotta have a gun, that we must have it in order for people to respect us. In order to show off that we are so masculine, that we don't need nobody, that we can just pop, you gone. And that the way we're getting these guns is just like you stated earlier, is just that parents have guns, and that people have jobs, that we all have friends, we have connections, we have a certain amount of people that have intel on how to get a gun. There's a black market, we can go buy a gun. There's ways to get guns, and that people are saving their money just so they can get guns. They say, I'm gonna plot this out, I'm gonna save up all my paycheck just so I can go get a deuce, so I can get a 9mm, so I can go get a sawed-off shotgun. They saving up all their money for a shotgun. That's how I feel people are getting.
So a young person in high school can afford on their own, whether there's guns in the house with their parents, or they can afford
They have their drive motivation.
from their part-time job or whatever it is they're doing.
At websites these days where you can just go and you can search for guns based on whether or not you're required to get a background check. I'll tell you, 90% of Americans were requiring background checks on all firearms purchases, but if you go to stand up, and she'll mostly say things that are true, and then she'll get some people who like aren't actually affiliated with the Texas State Rifle Association. She'll get them to stand up, and then they'll say things like just one lie after another, things that they have to know are lies because they're gun dealers. They like sell guns for a living, so they have to know the laws. But they just stand up and they lie for her, and the lawmakers just go, "Oh, okay, I guess this is the way it is." So I just want to piggyback on what this woman said here. If you come and speak, if you can come and be that counterpoint, that voice for when the Texas State Rifle Association, the NRA, come and try to lie to lawmakers, then that can have so much power, and we can really start to change that and make it just a little bit more expensive for people to get guns, maybe keep them out of the reach of some of the people who shouldn't have them.
We can show you how to do it on social media too. Go to us.
You can do a lot on Twitter and stuff like that.
So I'm going to continue going in the order that I saw hands. So you were next, and then the woman in the pearls, and then okay, and this woman, and then that man, and that might be all. And we can keep talking. Okay, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's 5, and then maybe we'll move our conversation to the lobby because it's still a school night. But yes, ma'am.
Okay, I just first want to just commend you for putting on such an amazing movement. It takes great courage to stand apart and stand for something that you believe in. So I definitely want to give you. My question is, because I have young children, and it's hard for them to believe that I was once, in their age, cool, want to hang out, but, and a lot of times some of their peers, if I see them going wrong, well, the mom in me will say, hey, no, you need to go home. What are you doing out this time of night? And so they may walk away and say, okay, well, she's a mom, she's supposed to say that. How has this play changed your conversation with some of your peers that you may see going down the wrong path or doing some of the wrong things? How has that changed the conversation that you're having with them?
I'm Alexis. I'm a senior at JK. In my family, a lot of them have made like bad decisions. Probably like maybe 5 people who actually went to college. I try to tell my little cousins and my little sister like they should take school more serious and like being at parties all the time and going out, turning up is not like it's not that serious. Like it doesn't make you cool to just be wild and crazy. And like right now I have 2 cousins that they think that they're cool because they're in the game and like they're flunking in school, probably won't even graduate this coming up year. And I always try to help them. I even sometimes, hopefully none of their teachers are here, but sometimes do their homework for them so they can get a good grade. But I guess it's just they don't care, like whatever. I feel personally that people, they just really don't care at this point. It's like, they feel numb to it, it's normal. That's why we're doing this, because we don't feel like it's normal, but it comes to a point like we're numb to it, so it's how it is. No matter how much you talk to the kids, they'll listen, and they'll be like, oh yeah, we agree, but then later they're going to go back and do whatever they were doing.
Right. Okay, so I've seen this play 3 times. It's my 3rd time seeing this play. And it has gradually gotten better and better and better. And I want to commend
You want me to reiterate the question? Okay.
Talk to her? Okay, I'll go. So, honestly, like, I'm just gonna be truthful with you. When I first did it at Yates in the cafeteria, this is all I heard that following Monday. Oh, you a woman beater. Oh, don't talk. Get away from me before you beat me up. That's all I literally did. And a couple of my friends actually, they actually think I believe that it's just straight oriented, only males beat girls. Only, like, it's straight oriented that people kill people just because they get angry and stuff. But honestly, my peers feel as if they feel as if that guns, some of them is 50-50. My friends, and then there's my classmates. My friends understand that guns are not good, and they actually don't do that glamorization on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. And then my peers, they hear me, but then I listen to them. So they see that a couple of them, when they saw it at the Yates when it was like the whole cafeteria was filled.
Right.
So I guarantee you, that Monday, all of them was hearing us. Probably like 1 or 5, probably 1 to 5 was truly listening. Because they feel as if guns are not truly right. Because they feel as if we are actually telling the truth that people are literally dying. Our generation is literally dying off. People from the 1960s and up, I mean down, excuse me, not gonna put my age. They're dying off. They are like, they were giving us wisdom that these days, the generation that's raising up are the 20-year-olds, and 30-year-olds, and 40-year-olds. They telling us that, hey, stop using, hey, put that gun away, hey, stop that, stop sagging, stop doing all that stuff. But we ignorant, we don't want to listen to them because we feel as if we know what we are doing.
Right. So there's another question that I would like to ask too, then I'll be done. Bring up a great point, because I wasn't gonna say anything about sagging, and I wasn't gonna say anything about the generation not listening. So, with that being said, so the cast that we have before us, now why can't, I know we have juniors and seniors mixed up in this bunch, I don't know if we have any other classes mixed up in this bunch, if we do, then great. Oh, okay, sophomore. So, why don't you guys be the example? Why don't you guys be set apart? You know, why don't you guys be the leaders to make the generation or your peers in your grade levels? Why don't you make the change? Why don't you do something different? You understand? Just be set apart, because this is awesome that you guys are displaying. This is awesome, and you guys are actually demonstrating different characters. I know you're not a woman beater. And then we had the girlfriend getting shot because of jealousy, and that's what you guys see at school, right? So I want you guys to be, just a word of wisdom, just be set up, or just set yourself apart.
They
So
not
you
gonna
got
listen because we're the same age. So they gonna be like, oh, we the same age. I'm not gonna listen to you because like you're not nobody. You the same age to me. Like I know me. We the same age, and like you tell me what to do, I'm not gonna listen. So like I know how they gonna be like, if I tell them what to do, they're not gonna listen to me because we're the same age.
How did this group come together? Is this a theater class?
This is my 8th period class, and so if you are familiar with high school theater, a lot of times kids are placed in your class that don't want to take theater. Well, I took a stand this year, and it was, if you're in here, you will do a production. And so that's what, this is a combination of kids that have gone to competition and kids that have never gone to competition. But I will say this, these are the, and I haven't talked a lot because I get emotional. I've only been teaching theater for 8 years. I've lost 10 students that actually sat in my class or graduated. And so I understand how they feel, and I understand how challenging this was. This group I'm godly proud of because we started off with over 30 kids, and they know me. One time it was, everybody got a pink ticket, and it was nice having you. We are only looking for the ones that are serious about the movement. And so this group of young people, our valedictorian of our school is sitting up here. Here have already gotten acceptance letters to college.
Oh, wow.
So, but at the same time, they're still just children.
Right.
And adults, she's already said it. It starts in your house.
Yeah.
What happened with me, my last kid is 15 in the 9th grade. I became a tougher parent once I started teaching at my school. You've got to take a stand. You've got to look in that cell phone. You've got to ask questions. And guess what? Sometimes you got to pick their friends.
Yep.
Yeah. We've got to step up. It's us. As a teacher, I'm not the norm. I don't know why God had me at Yates. I really don't. Until we started doing this play. Until Mrs. Tucker's son made me get up as a teacher and do something.
Yes.
That's what I had to do. I had to do something and not just keep crying about losing kids.
Yes.
So that's my mission as the adult. Now, when you leave tonight, like he said, what you gonna do?
On that note, we have a gift for Margo. And this is a bracelet that says she has fire in her soul and grace in her heart.
Okay, yeah, I've got a promise that I've made to 3 more people in the room, and we're gonna. Oh. Okay. People putting their. I appreciate all of them, but so far I've said 1 and 2 and 3, and I'm. And Ellen Lee, and Ellen Lee will be 4, and that'll be that. So we can keep talking in the lobby, but we gotta let some of the people go home. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I test as a adjunct professor at UH downtown, and a member of the state of Texas and the city of Houston. I guess my difficulty is, I guess the question for me isn't when this started. This has always been going on. And all we've done is allowed it to expand without any kind of parameters. You know, we let anybody buy a gun. We let anybody carry a gun. And now we can have them concealed, we can have them open, and now I have to worry about them in my classroom. I cannot ban them from my classroom because they make me nervous. I physically start to shake in the sight of a gun. But that doesn't matter. My rights as a human being to breathe oxygen does not matter. It has nothing to do with these children. It is how human beings treat other human beings. That's the problem. We treat each other poorly, and we have to stop. And I need to be able to get the gun out of my chest.
Yes, sir.
How you doing? I'm Dr. Drew Brown, and I really wanted to say this was a profound performance. I certainly want to tip my hat, if I had a hat, tip my hat to you all. I look at videos of folks like Chief, and I'm so proud of the courage that you all had putting this on. And so I also want to say the second thing is that me, being Dr. Brown and whatnot, I was shot at when I was young, right? And so you got to understand the impact that you all are having, right? I was shot at. I'm a doctor. I could not have been here. You all are sort of exposing this narrative that we're losing future doctors. We're losing possibly someone that could have cured cancer. We may have lost someone that could have brought world peace.
Right.
We're losing folks that could be liberating our communities, right, through gun violence. And this shows you the importance of what you're doing. And I commend you because I love you for it, because you all are doing something to save the lives of the people that I love in my community. Right. The last thing I want to say is I want to highlight some of the narratives, one of the narratives I thought was absolutely brilliant. And I thought this brother right here, when he was trying to articulate the issues that someone was going through, and I think we have to acknowledge the fact that people go through issues. We have poverty, unemployment, we have low education, we have mental illness, all these things that people go through that lead to gun violence. And I think that it was great the way that you had all these various narratives, but that was the one that stood out to me, that we certainly need to make sure that we're helping folks, because there's so many issues that people deal with every single day. and that leads to gun violence. And I think that the way in which you all created so many different narratives was brilliant. This is brilliant. I love it.
Hi, my name is Liz Bond, and I am a mother of a murdered child. My son was Jalen Bond, who passed away March 21st of this year. He was 20 years old. And I want to say, once again, other people have said, thank you very much for tackling a really hard subject that is facing our community today. But I just wanted to reiterate some things that I heard from three of you guys on the stage. I really wanted people to key into something that you guys said. The young man on the end, he spoke about how in his neighborhood, when he first started doing this, he really didn't think much of it because in his neighborhood, he hears gun violence or gunshots all the time. He's desensitized.
Yeah.
He's desensitized to gunshots. This young man brought up the fact that you have to feel a